Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. We sincerely hope that you are having a wonderful day. If you enjoyed today's presentation and find it informative, please feel free to subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share the content. Today's video subject: do cats understand the concept of sharing? Although felines can learn to share, with a lot of training, it's certainly not something they truly understand, as the concept of sharing pretty much flies right in the face of the hard wiring that felines have. Those natural instincts, the chapter on sharing just isn't in that book. In a multi-cat household, it's certainly possible to watch your pets concede on certain things, but this certainly isn't kindergarten. It's much easier to teach small children how to share, and even that's no picnic at times. Cats don't like to give up their stuff. Just simply stated, anything they've claimed, it won't be relinquished easily, even if only for a very short time. When we talk about the concept of sharing, we're basically speaking about bedding, food, toys, scratching posts, the essentials. And if you really examine what these things mean to any given cat, it can be easy to see and rather hard for them to understand the general idea that is sharing. I mean sharing. How about you get your own stuff, said Garfield. So, cats view any sort of action to share as some type of intrusion. It's considered an act of aggression. Are you coming over and sleeping in my bed? Well, that's a problem for me, taking my toys, eating up all my food. For us, on our level, it's all about disconnection. The notion that the world is big enough for everyone is just something that doesn't register to felines. While that's not to say that cats won't concede things at times, as I mentioned, it won't be done out of love and understanding. If a cat concedes, it's usually because they feel intimidated, not because they really want to step aside. And since we are senior cat wellness, I'll note that a few flies in this ointment do exist from time to time. Some cats, especially if they are of senior status and have been in your home for many years, will concede things to younger cats. And frankly, it's because they just don't care or no longer care. They no longer have the energy to really, give a hoot. For lack of better wording. Older cats tend to pick their battles, and rightfully so. And getting in a huff over a toy just isn't that important when you're, say, 20 years old with arthritis. Let's just be honest. In order to win in a multi-cat household, your best bet, your best personal bet right from the start, is to make sure that every cat has their very own property. Individual food bowl, water bowl, bed, toys, scratching post, litter box. Cats that have their own will be less likely to meddle with other things. In this environment, cats can also flourish from a relationship standpoint. They can grow positive bonds with each other now that life isn't centered around competition, and daily competition at that. We all have what we need. Now we can just exist and have a little fun. On a personal note, I currently have 3 cats. They're knocking on the door of 7 years old at the time of this video. When they were kittens, not much bigger than my shoe, they would gather around and eat, chowing down on wet food from a good old-fashioned paper plate. Well, one of my male cats, who has always been extremely gentle as they come, the most gentle of the entire group. Back then, he would constantly get upset during mealtime, as the concept of eating from the same plate in peace, well, that just didn't sit right. Inevitably, he would lift a paw and slap the other cats. Nothing crazy, just a little love tap as if to say, hey, you know this is all mine, right? You know that. He didn't want to, guess what? He didn't want to share. He didn't understand it, because in the feline world, it's all about looking out for number one. And while you can, I want to make that clear, you can train and discipline very young cats to be less aggressive and more tolerant. The true concept of sharing is just so far removed from a cat's DNA. And let's keep it real. There's a difference between just stepping aside and sharing. As an owner, I think the end game here is coexisting, keeping the peace, attempting to grow the bond while removing components that could invite some level of strife. If each cat has its very own stuff, that'll help to promote harmony. and make your job so much easier. And on that note, I'll now turn things over to you. This is a rather loaded topic, so I'm quite anxious to read your thoughts. Have you been able to train your cats to coexist and maintain the peace? Do they have no issues at all using the same bedding and toys? Eating together, perhaps? On the other side of things, has attempting to keep the peace turned sour? Are your cats unwilling to give an inch? Sharing? Hey, what's sharing? And finally, do your cats have their very own personal items? Is everyone content because they got their own things? Any and all of the above. And there are so many lanes on this highway, so please share your story in the comments section below. And once again, feel free to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel if this type of content is of interest to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.